When the Warriors visited the Thunder on Saturday night, it was a chance to see how well OKC stacked up against the Western Conference favorites. Each team had something to prove, and as soon as that ball was tossed in the air on the opening tip, only one of them made their case. It was a bit of a bummer that KD was out with an ankle injury, depriving us of a lingering storyline that we know all too well. But it didn't matter one bit that Golden State was without arguably their best player, because something magical happened to their offense, and they displayed some of the best execution in their half-court sets that I've seen from any team all season long. Known for their out-of-timeout beauties, the Warriors uncorked one to start the game with a handoff into floppy set. Watch Curry come across the screen for Klay, a very difficult proposition for any defense, and then slip it to get a pin down from Draymond. Russ cheats by shooting the gap, something you simply cannot do against Steph. Certainly not unless Jeremy Grant knew this was going to happen, and of course, everyone will cry illegal screen by Draymond, but that's just not enough contact to merit a call. Curry flares a step, has 8 feet of room on the catch, and that's all he needs. They run pistol action here, again with Steph setting a pin down for Klay, and this is either a handoff to Thompson or just a pass to him if he's got room. Russ doesn't process what's happening and runs straight into the very well set Curry screen. Something, by the way, that Curry's excellent at, and Klay gets a catch with 4 feet of room, and that's all he needs. The Warriors have a very organic offense with structural rules that help keep the offense flowing. One is if Klay is coming up from the basket area towards you, you screen for him. If you think that rule is reserved only for Klay, think again. It's even more of an imperative when it's Steph, as Klay quickly screens for him, but nothing happening, and Curry never stops moving. Iguodala sees Curry coming at him from the basket area, sets the pin down, and one dribble sucks the help to him. The laser to Iggy gets him a dunk before the defense can even react. There's a reason Steph is always among the league leaders in distance traveled, and this was a prime example of that. The speed with which they break into their offense is a shot generator as well. Klay sees that Russ has turned his back on the ball and has no idea what's happening, getting post position right outside the lane. A simple spin and shot fake earns him a trip to the line. Again, it only takes them 4 seconds to run a pick and roll at the wing. OKC opts to double Curry, and they've got Iguodala wide open for a dunk. But Draymond takes an extra dribble, OKC closes that window, but it leaves DeMarcus Cousins wide open, and he's a good enough shooter to knock this down somewhat consistently. Here's the vaunted low post split from the Warriors, and had Draymond waited a split second, he would have had a cut by Klay for a layup, but instead he kicks it out, Adams kicks the ball, and they reset. On the weak side of this out-of-bounds play, Boogie misses Klay, who is again open, cutting to the basket. Russ and Adams do a nice job to contain the Curry pin down, and it leaves Cousins with the shot clock winding down, and this is one of the worst shots they got all quarter. After a long stoppage in play to review a foul call, Steve Kerr uncorks their famous Cyclone play, where Curry backscreens Draymond, but Russ does well to switch this. It leaves Curry to come around a Boogie screen. When Adams is forced to step out on the open shooter, Boogie gets the pocket pass, collapses the defense, and kicks. And check out the old school shot fake one dribble pull up from 18 feet that clean swishes. Sometimes, with shooters as good as Steph and Klay, they need to do a little heat checking. And despite all their good offense so far, Klay opts to go it alone from that same spot and doesn't get it to go in. One advantage to having Boogie is he can grab the board and bring the ball up. The Warriors are already running a play. Check Draymond back screening for Klay, who's actually open. But Cousins hits Adams with a spin move and lefty toss off the glass, and there was no way he was stopping such a fast evolving play with no help. Here is motion strong, where Steph hands off to the wing and then stays on that same side. He's got a choice of which way to use the screen, opting to go up the left side off of 2 screens. The Thunder can't seem to defend this without doubling him, and it opens the slip to Draymond. Good rotation off of Klay by Russ to stop the layup, but this is all part of the play. Looney is already screening for Klay to the corner. Klay receives the ball with over 10 feet of space and calmly knocks it down. Remember Curry's S-curve route he took to get open around a pin down earlier? The offense is positionless, so Klay finds himself doing something similar, and in another semi-heat check, he lets it fly without as much space, but still a relatively open shot. With all this insight into the game you get here, you'll be a leg up on the competition if you want to wager on NBA games. Make sure you use betonline.ag for all your online sports betting needs, and use my special link clnsmedia.com/bball and get a 50% cashback bonus on first deposit. You've already got an edge, so make your bets using betonline.ag, your online sportsbook experts. Even in unsuccessful possessions, you can see how close the Warriors were to scoring. Looney erases Russ in the pick and roll, Curry snake dribbles on Adams, had the open 20-footer but mishandled the dribble, then had Looney sneaking to the hoop but threw the pass away. The Warriors had no trouble drawing the defense out of position. On the drag screen, Curry has the double team, but the Thunder do a good job to recover. Russ calls out the switch on this flare screen, and it's a good idea to have one of the best perimeter defenders in the league guard Curry. But it doesn't matter. As Curry accelerates through the contact to his head, PG has to open up and chase, but Curry steps through amidst the clogged lane and tosses up a soft floater that rolls in. You can see how quickly Curry's teammates want to get him open with a screen. Nice job by Ferguson to deny the pass initially, but Curry gets right into the middle of the lane for a floater. There's some body contact here, and you can barely see Curry start to argue with the ref over the non-call. Either way, it was an almost point-blank shot by one of the league's best shot makers. While this is the exact shot the Thunder want the Warriors to take, it's a wide-open three-pointer on the left wing, and this was a sign that the game wasn't going to break in the Thunder's favor. While TV coverage was lousy, we can't see how this play started, but it's important because Curry slides to the deep corner for the kick-out three, and notice how Schroeder clearly fouls him down low, but no call. This comes up on the next possession, as Curry forces the switch early and has a mismatch with Markieff Morris. Who needs all that fancy schmancy offense when you've got a guy who can dance his way into a shot like this? But it's also noticeable that Curry gives the same ref who didn't call the foul in the left corner the old stink eye as he runs back down the court, as if the shot was as much in his face as Morris's. Curry's gravity is profound. Here, Noel steps up to shadow him on the catch and then allows Looney to slip to the hoop. While his balance and footwork aren't great, he still gets himself 2 free throws as the offense continues to hum with either wide-open threes or point-blank shots at the rim. Even worse TV coverage, as you really can't see what happened to get Draymond this floater from three-point range, but the basketball gods were shining down upon the whole team at this point. And even when they missed, it's the quality of shot they continue to get. A drive in the middle of the defense and a makeable double-pump lefty layup just rolls off the rim. But it didn't matter. The Warriors scorched the Thunder for 41 points, and they never relinquished the large lead. While all this beautiful offense happened without KD on the floor, it's not like the numbers show that their offense scores worse with him out there. In fact, the offensive rating on-off splits are pretty clear that Golden State goes from what would be tied for 27th in the league when KD is on the bench to number 1 in the league by a country mile. Let's dig a little deeper and look at the offense with KD on and Curry off. The offensive rating dips a little to 114.4, but that would still rank second in the NBA. For fun, let's look at the Warriors' offensive rating with Curry on and KD off. It's virtually the same at 114.1. So, the argument isn't necessarily that the Warriors score better without Kevin Durant on the floor. But it does appear that when he's not out there, the offense as a team concept runs better. They get more baskets from passing and movement. And from a coach's perspective, that tends to mean that it is better. But when you have a guy that can create his shot like this over and over against some of the best defenders in the league, then it behooves you to let him do it as much as possible. Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and if you like this video, I've got something even better for you. I put together a free video on my 3 favorite actions that NBA teams run on offense. I know you'll love it, and all you have to do is click on the link below. Don't forget to subscribe to BBallBreakdown and adjust your settings so you'll get notified right away. You in?